My name is Lucas Goodman. I'm going to share with you my personal story of how I got involved in the performing arts. It all started sophomore year. Prior to that, I was a total jock. I was really into football, and that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I thought that football was the only thing that mattered in the world. But then I heard about the Anchorman 2 casting call a couple of years back, and I went to it. I didn't get in, but it inspired me to audition for my first play because I thought this acting thing is kind of cool. And so I auditioned and I got in, and then seeing the artistic process and seeing how much people dedicate their time and life and creativity to it, it was very inspiring to me, and it totally broadened my entire perspective and essentially changed my life, considering how that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. And that's why I'm here, taking these college classes. So on that note, I want to say that there needs to be more appreciation for the performing arts. And in my presentation, I'm going to be talking about how changing that attitude will not only give you a broadened perspective on the arts, creative expression, and just culture around the earth, it will also just it'll broaden yourself on a more intellectual level, and it'll just be very helpful in how you perceive the world. And furthermore, in my presentation, I'm going to be talking about the problem, which is there's lack of support for the performing arts, and the solution to that is, what can you do? Which is attend more theater. And specifically, once a month is just enough to have that broadened perspective on appreciation for the performing arts. Now, the problem, like I said, is lack of support for the performing arts. The way I see it is there isn't enough creativity in schools. And the impact that this has on children is that not only are they completely just focused on academics, it results in them not being able to feel like they can creatively express themselves. It doesn't really stress the importance of taking a expressing one from the more artistic side, which I think is very important for shaping children in a much more universal way as far as how they think. And another way that I see that there's a problem for the lack of appreciation and support for the performing arts is that, according to the article, Trump's budget once again proposes eliminating National Endowment for the Arts funding, says that for the second consecutive year, President Trump's proposed budget seeks to eliminate funding for the NEA and the NEH, which was published in 2018. And this is quite absurd because even though a lot of people do appreciate the arts, it just shows that the people in charge of our country aren't even supporting, which, has a negative impact on us and how that reflects our creative expression in America. Now, I'm also going to be moving on to the solution of that. What can you do? Well, attend more theater. And the way I see it is go to one show a month. And the reason why is theater is important. It says a lot of important things about our country, and it's just loaded with a lot of great ideas. For instance, Hamilton the Musical, written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, is a great example. According to the article, Hamilton is the most important musical of our time. Published in 2016, says that Hamilton educates audiences about an important piece of American history through rap and hip-hop in a work of art so ingenious that it would be brilliant even if there was no message behind it. So, taking this source into account, that, theater is all about collaboration of many fields of work. It incorporates history, collaboration between, your fellow colleagues, and it also incorporates other forms of art, such as music and those kinds of genres. And going off of that, how can theater help you? How can the performing arts help you? Well, I also want to emphasize that I don't want to strictly just bring up theater acting, because the performing arts also includes dance, stand-up comedy, color guard, anything that, orchestra, anything that has a performance aspect and a creative aspect to it is basically the performing arts. And just allowing yourself to immerse yourself into that is basically what I want to emphasize the most. Just allowing yourself to appreciate art on a more broadened level. According to the TED Talks, How Theater Education Can Save the World by Rachel Harry, she says that theater is the only art that actively collaborates with all the other art forms, which I completely agree with, because it takes a lot of collaboration between multiple fields of work. And on a final note, I just want to urge that, society doesn't really appreciate performing arts as what it should be, and you should definitely do that, because it will broaden you on an intellectual and creative level, and it'll also it'll be very much appreciated by anyone performing. On that note, you should come see Sense and Sensibility at Miracosta College, and that's where you can start. And like I said, one show a month is all it takes. Anything you can do helps. Thank you!